money goes. With the old man, we be going wrong. Thumbing up, the cash flow is the main thing. Many man, money in the industry, the king of things. Harmonize, yours, all countries, man. That's the vibe, kill the vibe. Industry, we got the ride. Holy road, yeah, on the wall. They call me the minister, we call me tonight.
What's up, wonderful family? Welcome to the Expression right here on the Blackwood Fan Network. We trust that everyone is doing fantastic. On the 16th of March, the year 2021, this is the show we are all about the fresh hits and the fresh vibes. In case you're just tuning in for the very first time, karibuni sana, and we hope that you are doing well on yet another wonderful Tuesday. And like I said, we are all about the fresh hits and the fresh vibes. Tumekuchezea ngoma kali pale by the one and only Chronics. It's known as a skanking suite. Imetumiwa wakati mwingi ikifika around 4:20, you know, in the evening. I do believe that is the right and the perfect song when you're lighting it up or when you're blazing it up. How is your week coming along? Nependa kujua how is your day coming up? Like I said, on the Blackwood Fan Network, we are all about the fresh hits and the fresh vibes. Right here, because today we are looking forward to having an interesting show. Tuko na wageni kwenye studio ambao tutakuwa tunaongea na wao, and they happen to be a music group representing for the 254 going by the name of Flexes. But before then, we also played you some wonderful music. The name of the song was Bless Me. That is all the way from West Africa by the artist known as Lex the Wolf, and he is doing a lot. If you look at some of his music catalog, you'll find out that he has been doing inspirational music. One of the newest songs that he has also recently dropped in Inhale. You know, if you look for Inhale on different streaming platforms on Spotify, you will find that particular artist, and we are also giving him wonderful support right here on the Blackwood Fan Network. Remember, you can get interactive with us. Unaweza tupata kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tuko pale kwenye Instagram, Blackwood Fan Network. You can also search for the 254 Express Show. You can also find us on Twitter, the 254 Express, as well as the Blackwood Fan Network. And you can also find us on YouTube and all these other different platforms, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can give us your comments, your feedback, your question. And we do get to appreciate each and every one of us supporting the Blackwood Fan Network Express Show. And like I said, today we are looking forward to having an interesting show. We shall be discussing matters entertainment, and we shall also be discussing matters to do with the art industry right here in the 254 and in Africa at large. We get back to a little bit of the music, and of course when we come back, I shall be introducing our guests. Like I said, they go by the name Flexers, and they shall be introducing themselves and also letting us know why they have chosen that particular one. But of course, for the moment, this is some wonderful music by the one and only Laura K. The name of the song is The Keze. Yes, and we are back right here on the Express Show. Karibuni sana. Just in case you're joining us for the first time, tunakushukuru sana for taking the time to be on the Blackwood Fan Network Express Show. Like I said, you do have the wonderful guests in the studio with us. They go by the name of Flexers. Karibuni sana. I hope that you all are wonderful guys. Let's start. I don't know who we shall start with. I think we shall start on this particular side. I would just like to start with you. I would just like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Ungependa kujiintroduce vipi mkubwa?
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Painkiller.
Ndio.
Yeah.
And Painkiller.
Yes.
That's a wonderful name because kuna watu wengine wanasema headaches manze na do wengine wanasema Panadol, lakini tuna Painkiller kwenye building. Of course, next you go ahead.
Okay, mimi naitwa
Alvino. Yeah.
Jina la usanii.
Lakini kwa ID najua hakuna jina kitu kama Alvino. Unajua kila mtu ako na jina yake ya usanii, which is really a good thing. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us at Institute Day. And of course, on this other side, tuko na mkubwa mkurugenzi mwenyewe. How would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I go by the name Kolimeja.
Yeah.
Artistic name. Yeah.
Kolimeja.
Yeah.
That's your text name. It sounds kama Kolibart, manze. But that's how do you spell that particular one? Koli.
Yeah, it's COLLYMEJAH.
Oh, okay. That's a good one because watu wako na majina kwa industry and you have to set yourself apart. Lazima uje brand vilivyo because ukisema unaitwa kama wasona search mziki wanaona Kamani wengi wamejaa kwa industry. Ukisema unaitwa sijui Mwasi unapata Mwasi ni wengi kwa industry.
Yeah.
Other name, it's a good thing. And of course, I would just like to ask, mbona jina Flexes? Let me go back to Kolimeza. Mbona jina Flexes, and when was this particular group formed?
Flexes, it's a name we decided to come up as a group.
Yeah.
And Flexes tulitoa kwa jina Flexible.
Yeah.
So back in the days tulikuwa tuna rap, tuna sing, we used to do a lot of genre.
Yeah.
So the flexibility we have,
Yeah.
tumejioccupied the name Flexible, but we took the small part of Flexible to be Flexes, to keep it in a swag way.
Yeah.
So tukajipatia Flexes.
Yeah.
Now Flexes is a group that has been doing music for a long period of time.
Yeah.
We are having a year now.
Yeah.
And we have done a couple of songs.
Yeah.
Now tunatoa tu baada
Mnaachilia vibao after vibao. Which is really a good vibe. But I understand, it's a big good thing because when you are flexible in the industry, you can be able to do much more. Kuliko kukua too limited na kitu moja, and it's really a wonderful thing. Of course, going back to Painkiller, ningependa kuuliza experience so far kwa industry imekuwa vipi for you? Personal experience and also as a group. Experience kwa music industry since mlianza 1 year ago. How has the experience been for you, Painkiller?
Naweza sema experience yangu personally
kwa industry
ndio imekuwa, siwezi sema ni mbaya,
ndio
siwezi sema ni mzuri, kwa sababu kuna vitu zingine unapata kabla, yani ndio hiyo muziki yenye unafanya kuna vitu unahitaji, so
una changamoto hapa kule ama
hiyo sasa, so lakini tuna keep on moving kila time, yani
ndio
tuko na ile spirit ya kupush music kila day.
Lazima ikuwe hivyo because I understand that hakuna kitu na kamera hisi. Alafu especially last year imekuwa a tough year because of the COVID-19. I would just like to ask also for the experience of our guest. Nikuuliza experience yako imekuwaje, and when you look at the industry right now, unajua kuna mambo imeaffectiwa, kuna mambo na corona imeaffect industry. How has it affected you personally na pia as music wise for you?
Okay, kimimi ile experience nimeona
ndio
according to hiyo mambo na COVID, kuna struggle
liko na sio kuvalia mask pekee
sio kuvalia mask yenyewe, kulingana vitu zenye tunaona sasa hii at least tuna learn
ndio
kuna hizo challenges
which is because like I said kila kitu kiko na challenge yake, na najua si sana pekee imeaffect you. When you look at the other industries, fashion industry, the event industry, kuna industries more that have been affected because of the COVID-19. But nonetheless, you have still made it to stick together and keep doing your music, and as a team which is known as Flexers, and they have said that the Flexers name actually means that this particular guest in the studio are actually flexible in their music, and they have been doing it for quite a while. But let me ask, in terms of for you, for Collins, for Cody, let me just ask something. When it comes to your passion for music, when did you discover your passion for music personally?
Yeah, for me personally, when I was still a kid, that was around 5 years. So nilikuwa napenda muziki sana. Nikipata muziki na hisi this is my best part. So nilikuwa napata most of the time nilikuwa na spend my time in the house listening to music. The likes of wakina Susumila by those time. So music nilianzia 5 years ago, nikiwa mtoto mdogo 5 years, alafu officially kugundua kwamba this is talent and this is real. So it was when I was in high school. That was in Form 4. I think 3 years back.
And that's a good thing because you know you have been keeping up, and unajua kuna watu wanafuatilia kitu kwa muda kidogo alafu wanaachana nayo, but for you have said you did have the interest since you all 5 years, and of course we did get to have even getting interested and keeping up with it. But of course going back to this other side, ningependa niulize please remind nimesahau jina yako ni nini kidogo hivi? Alvino, that's Alvino. Painkiller na ingine na nakumbuka, but Alvino I tend to confuse kidogo. But Alvino nikuulize, you all also maybe perhaps did start get interested in music when you were a little bit younger. But for you Alvino, who are some of the people perhaps ulikuwa unaangalia unaona when I grow up or when I get into the music nataka nikuwe mtu kama huyu ama someone else? Who are some of the people that you looked up to when you were younger, before you got into music, and either locally ama unaweza kuwa pia nje? Unajua for him for Koli amesema yeye alikuwa anaangalia kina Susumila. For you, who are some of the people ulikuwa unaangalia unaona sawa sana wameweza?
Okay, kimimi unajua mimi nimelelewa ina family watu wanapenda music.
Ndio.
Yeah, so nimegrow hiyo nikiona this thing watu wanapenda nini, alafu mimi pia nahisi.
Ndio.
Kuna vile nahisi napenda hiyo stuff.
Ndio.
Kuna hiyo line and nikajikuta nimeingia ndani ya music. Hadi napenda music. So alafu nikiangalia baadhi ya wasanii kama Nyashinski,
ndio
amekuwa akinspire sana,
amewakilisha sana. And it's a good thing because wale wasanii ni Nyashinski alikuwa kama pioneer, he used to be in a band ilikuwa inaitwa Kleptomaniacs. Na Kleptomaniacs I think it was active even in the early 2000s. I think Nyashinski amekuwa kwa game for about 20 years kama sijakosea, because I think in 2000 or 2003 I think Yashinsky was still in the game. Now, even still now, he's still very, very much relevant, and that has been a wonderful thing. But of course, asking as a group collectively, ningependa nijue pia what are some of the lessons manze Melan. We'll just start with maybe Painkiller. What are some of the lessons manze in this period mmekuwa mkiwaka as a group? Ni lessons gani ambazo umelan either personally ama from the group ambazo umeangalia kwa industry? Kana these are some of the things that umelan. Unajua tukianzia tulikuwa tunajua hivi, sasa hii manze tumelan hivi, kumbe kuko hivi na hivi. What are some of the lessons manze ambazo umelan kwa in the 1 year period ambazo umekufanya that is a Painkiller?
Asante. So personally mimi naweza sema kuna vitu sikuwa najua time nilianza muziki. Na vile nimekuwa nikiendelea nimelan. So the moment tulipatana tukaform group,
ndio
realize that as a group tunaweza work, tunaweza work
do more.
Tunaweza do more. So kuna hiyo unity imekuwa kati yetu.
Ndio.
Na kuna hiyo love tumekuwa nayo.
Ndio.
Tukiwa pamoja tunajua tutafanya kitu big
results zinaweza kuwa achieved, working as a team, because the team spirit I believe at the end of the day wanasamanga if you want to get if you want to go faster enda solo, but if you want to go further manze go as a group. And I believe as a group kama Flexers mnaenda mbali, which is really, really a wonderful thing, coming together as a group. And we shall get back a little bit into the music. But when we come back, we shall be discussing about your very first experience recording the very first song ambao umewakia on either individually or as a group. Tutakuwa tunadiscuss ile ngoma and how was your experience perhaps for you either recording as a group or maybe even working individually. We want to know a little bit about that particular experience, because I believe watu wengine wamekuwa na changamoto working as a group, but maybe for you it's a little bit maybe different. We shall be talking a little bit about that right here on the Expression. Remember family, this is a Black Hot Fan Network. You can get a hold of us on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram. You can find us as a Black Hot Fan. You can also look for us as 254 Expression and hit us up. Let us know how your day is coming along. Nakama pia, if you have a question, we want to thank everyone that is still watching us. If you have a question, please make sure to ask, and they shall be responding as they are still right here in the studio. We do have more music, and this is representing for Nairobi. The name of the song is Huku Nairobi by the Historians.
Huku Black Hot Fire Radio.
Welcome back to the Express Show right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. Asanteni sana kwa kujiunga nasi siku ya leo, being on a Tuesday. They do call it Juma Nne, especially in Kenya and in Africa. What is your view of the current, status of the music industry in Kenya and in Africa at large?
Yeah, my view, if I will start with Africa at large, nahisi mziki wa Afrika sasa unachezwa.
Ndio.
I feel like Africans, we are back into ourselves. Tunasikiza mziki wetu. There's too much of Afro, there's too much of Kenyan music, Tanzanian music being played all over the places. So tunahisi ni time imefika wakina Chris Brown, Lil Wayne wameweza kusaulika. So na sasa hivi tunasikilizwa kina Calligraph, Christoph and different people. So nahisi as Africa at large, we have made a growth. At least we can listen to ourselves, we can listen to our own African sound. So it's something good. And then back to our country, Kenya. 254 is doing good. So tukiona kama the young artists coming up with their own genre, which is something creative. So I think there is some growth, but kitu inahitajika ni good structure to make it grow more better and better, and they should be keeping on playing Kenyan music all over.
Because I do believe at the end of the day, if people, the support ndio ina matter sana. Support is the most important, because you might say, mziki yetu ichezwi, but we are not also requesting for that particular music, from our radio stations. And I do believe at the end of the day, we do have the potential really to support our own artists by really demanding or asking, because kuna point gava ilisema we want to have at least about 40% over, was it 40 or 60? Walikuwa msema kuna ile mziki inachezwa ikuwa at least iko local, and we did see a little bit of some change, but then mambo ikageuka. And of course, I would just like to ask you about the production of your music. Are you signed to any music label, or are you working independently as a group? I will ask, Painkillers, and then I'll also go to another question with Alvin. Painkillers, are you signed on any music label for the music for the time?
Hapana, si hiyo tunawaki dependent, as in si ndo jisimamia kile kitu, tutakuwa sign na any label. Si tunafanya kazi kivyetu as a flexes.
Which is really good, because kuna watu wanasema kuna advantages za kuwaka za label, na kuna wengine wanasema labels zinafinyilia wasanii, na kuna vitu kama hizo ambao wanasema ma promoters, ma labels sometimes wanafinyilia watu. But I would like also to ask, when it comes to let me ask Alvino, who are some of the producers, and when you mmefanya kazi nao, who are some of the producers or the ones that you're working with currently? Wagani hao?
Okay, producer wenye tumefanya na baadhi ya producer.
Ndio.
Lakini sahi kama Flexers na producer moja anajiita Elonji.
Elonji. Okay.
Yeah, ndio tunafanya naye kwa sahi.
Okay. Now what's a brand studio in call it studio Elonji, which is a studio?
Studio Lounge is located in Rongai. Na it's ukiuliza pale Times Arcade, ukifika Rongai utakuwa located to Elonji's Music. Ni Eloji Music. So ukiuliza Eloji Music pale Times Arcade in Rongai, you located na utapata studio.
Because it's a good name, because at the end of the day, unajua kuna watu wanasema this is who producer reliable na ile mwingine. But let me also ask something else when it comes to music. Who are some of the artists ambao mnaweza kufanya kazi nao, ama pia ma producers ambao mnaweza kufanya kazi nao, going back to you Colin, wasanii wagani ambao mnaona wasanii maybe kuna wengine maybe kama Naibo ama whomever, who are some of the wasanii ambao mnaangalia kwa industry mnaona msanii amefika big, we might perhaps would like to work with this particular artist in the industry, maybe not this year, or maybe not this month, or maybe in the times to come. Wasanii wagani hao?
That's a nice question. Kuna wasanii tunaangalia sana. If I may start by a group, ningependa kusema Sauti Sol are doing good. So it's ni group ambao tunaitazamia sisi as a group. So Sauti Sol are the one are among the artists tungependa kufanya nao kazi if time goes on well. Nyashinski, even Calligraph, Otile Brown, we can't forget him.
Otile Brown anawatesa kwa industry. Na pia Meza ni kama pia yuko Meza pia ameamua na come by force.
Okoko pia kikuja tunapiga kazi, so we are interested to work with so many artists. We have just mentioned a few, but there are so many. Alafu tukikuja kwa upande wa producers, tumekuwa na so good sound in Kenya. So the lack of wakina Vicky Pondis.
So Pondis is really doing some work.
Alexis Ihaji, Jegede on the beat. So these are the producers we're looking on up to talk with them because they have an amazing sound. Na sound yao inaweza fanya good music na sisi pia tukimit nao.
It's a good thing because at the end of the day lazima ukuwe na mipango na maybe good willing ama mikakati ikienda vizuri. Maybe those are some of the individuals ambao mnazatia kazi na and it's really a wonderful thing. And of course going back into the kind of music you do, how would you like to describe your genre of music for you? Unaweza describe it genre ambao unafanya na Flexers vipi? Is it hip hop or is it Afrofusion or is it Afrobeat or is it dancehall, is it gengetone? How would you like to describe the kind of a sound that you are working on or that you do?
As our names, the name we own talks much about us. We are flexible, but we can do so many different genres. But for now, if you listen to the one, it's a little bit of R&B and soul. So mostly Flexers, we are flexible and we can do any genre, but we are mostly tuna focus kufanya much of Afrofusion music, African music, but fused with so many genres.
Okay. Because that's a really good vibe. And of course, going back to Alvin, ningependa njue, do you think the government is doing enough manze kusupport sana na wasanii kwa industry ama kila mtu ameachiwa kivi yake? Do you think the government right now is doing anything really to support the industry for you? Ukiangalia in general.
Okay, as for me, ukiangalia naona government inajaribu. Naona sahi at least wanaangalia story na music talent nini, so we appreciate na tunaomba waendelee kufanya hivyo at least.
Waendelee kusupport the kind of music that is going on. And of course for Painkiller ningependa nikuulize swali. Kuna ile mambo ilifanyika I think a few years ago, ilikuwa last year but one tulisikia mambo na MCSK because that is a body that governs the copywriting of music. It's called the Music Copyright Society of Kenya. And wasanii walikuwa nalia sana na complain natumiwa 2500, mwingine anasema mtumiwa 1500 for maybe a whole year, mwingine anasema wametumiwa like I think hata kuna wenye walipata 500. I remember guys are complaining. But what is your view Painkiller, what is your view regarding some of these bodies zenye zimeputiwa in place kushughulikia wasanii lakini at the end of the day mambo wanageuzia wasanii? What is your view on some of these agencies ambazo zimeputiwa in place, maybe the societies ku collect royalties alafu tena kidogo wamegeuzia wasanii? View yako ni ipi concerning that particular matter?
So mimi naweza sema concerning hiyo issue,
ndio
naweza sema unajua kampani kama hizo zina yani maybe intention yao ni kujinufaisha wao wenyewe.
Ndio kama politician at some point. So
angalia the other side, waone msanii kuna some things anapitia kabla yani kichakula kwa table.
Ndio
So hawashughuliki hiyo sector sana, na ile kitu naweza sema maybe the leaders who are there maybe they're not playing their role well. Na it's their time now to play their role well. Waangalie wajue hao watu wanafaa kupatiwa ile haki yenye
haki yao wanafanyia kazi, because at the end of the day manzo kwa 2500 which is $25 is not even enough to record ngoma now. Wewe shoot video na 2500 huwezi piga hadi luku. Unajua pia sanaa ni image na kila kitu, but ni ngumu sana, which is really our call to these particular bodies, either the PRSK, the MCSK, and all these other societies that have been put in place to make sure that they are looking after the interest or the welfare of the artist or art sector in Kenya, to at least try and see that maybe perhaps something is being done in the best interest of the young artists. Because I do believe that art has a potential of creating employment. Kuna wale wanafanya kazi ya video shooting, kuna wale wanafanya costumes, kuna wale wanafanya everything else, and this is an industry that can create a lot of employment for our African youth. Only that the problem is that there is a lot of exploitation, and this exploitation is really meant to help a few and benefit them, as individually, badala ya kusaidia the whole collective. But nonetheless, we are glad that you all tune into the Expression. Like I said, unaweza tupata pale kwenye mitandao ya social media. We are on Twitter, which is Black Hot Fire. You can also find us on our Facebook, Black Hot Fire. And we shall be taking a short break, and we shall be playing you some music coming all the way from Tanzania. This is one of the artists that I do get to love. He goes by the name Idea, and of course he's representing for Tanzania.
Stay kitanda chani mwendo kama twiga Jige wanileta kama wiga Tamu kama pizza Wako mina vaa bila pizza Hata kwa ndoto nikilala ninakuona Mautumbo yako kinibaga ninakuona Mama ukinilamba, niko desi, ofii mama ukinilamba Uja nimetoma mama, ushanipanga, kisanga Unaona switch kakuko tanga Mama ukinilamba, niko desi, ofii mama ukinilamba Uja nimetoma mama, ushanipanga, kisanga Unaona switch kakuko tanga I'm just doing love my game in my bones. Some niggas wanna try something. Did you see what I done? Came in the black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just doing love my game in the bones. Some niggas wanna try something. Came looking like a ganja farmer. Your daddy better hide his daughter. Shake a bunda just like I taught her. Splash the bunda with holy water. Lick a spice for the winter season. Your chicken is a liquor season. Yeah. Did you see what he did? The black Benz turned white and they can't believe it. Make them repeat it. That's some new shit. They've never seen it. You should feel it. Meet and greet it. I'll be a genius if I didn't think with my penis. Get them thinking I'm awesome. Man, them approach with caution. True said we came with a bun sound, but true said we came for the bun. That's some brown thing that I can put my paws on. Did you see what I done? Came in the black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just so love my game in my bones. Some niggas wanna try something. Did you see what I done? Came in the black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just so love my game in the bones. Some niggas wanna try something. Can't spend it like I robbed the 9-1. Looking for the baddest diva. Hold up and we under.
Na kudisa wale wanadhani wanasafa kiwana mimi kutosafa achana na bombe ndio papa ndio papa wako mami najua unajua kama heshima nitataka maana kwako mimi niko mama sifumbi macho nitatizama kilo napokwenda takufuata hey niko ready kuwa nawe baby nataka uwe nawe daily twende wapi tukule healthy mfuko uko fiti nitapeli I don't wanna know wengine badilisha kwepa I don't wanna know nakula nyama so mifupa I don't wanna know wengine badilisha kwepa I don't wanna know nakula nyama so mifupa.
Baby girl kuna vile na kupenda. Baby girl kuna vile uko fine. Baby girl kuna vile una shine. hakika niamini nikisema nakupenda. Alafu ninataka twende home kwa wazazi, niko ready kukungari, wewe wangu wa daily malidi, tupendane hadi siku za kiyama, alafu tuijenge familia.
Wengine baby nishakwepa. You are the one I know, you are the one I know. Nakula nyama so mifupa. You are the one I know, you are the one I know. Wengine baby nishakwepa. You are the one I know, you are the one I know. Nakula nyama so mifupa. Uzuri wako umenifanya nikusote baby, kwako niko okay. Wakibonga wengi wanataka unitoke, mimi nataka uwe wangu peke wako kome. Nachojua weni wangu peke yangu, babu wangu si zangu. Wangu pati jamaa, weni wangu mama, weni wangu mama. And I believe my baby you are the one,
Baby you're the one,
what you do my baby napendo na ninai.
baby na ni nice.
Ukisonga mina songa, na kama vipi wakitaka watabonga ile yeah. Mimi nawe tuko soba, wakatewa kubali niko na wewe. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Nakula nyama so mifupa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Nakula nyama so mifupa. Wengine baby nishakwepa. Nakula nyama so mifupa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know. Nakula nyama so mifupa.
Welcome back to the Expression right here on the Black Culture Network, and we have been jamming to the one and only Flexers official in the studio with us, Ngoma kwa Jina, the one, and thank you so much to everyone that is still watching us, and we appreciate, that is really a wonderful song. Hapo kweli metia kazi wakubwa hapo mchezi na kazi nasikia hapo hivyo ile imeandikiwa wanadada, and of course it's a wonderful dedication. Let me ask something, maybe let me just start with Colin. What was the inspiration manze behind this song? Ilikuwa ni inspiration what, and of course how did the song come up?
The song is unajua kila siku mwanamke akosi kusifiwa.
Ndio.
So we felt like we should just praise a lady.
Yeah.
So it's a vibe came up.
Yeah.
So unajua sisi sometimes most of the time tuko pamoja.
Ndio.
So it came a vibe, tukasema mazee mimi tulihisi tusifie mwanamke.
Ndio.
So we came up with the idea, so the one. So eventually if the idea comes up, Flex sasa wachezi kwenye kazi. Kila verse pale alikuwa kaboga verse, mimi vocals tayari studio, and then we successfully made the banger, it's out. So we appreciate and we thank God for it.
And of course the banger also has a video. Tell us a little bit about who produced the song. Nani ali studio and he produced something, and he produced na pia director wa hii video alikuwa nani alitia ile kazi?
Producer alikuwa ni Eloji Music. And then the director was Kiari, the director.
Oh, okay. And it's really an impressive video. If you haven't checked it out, guys, please make sure to head over to YouTube. Look for Flexers Official, and also look for the title of the song is known as The One. And you can give these young Kenyan talent, big up. Can drop a comment, another subscribe pale, and you can also, share the video. Let me also ask, how can also people find your music on other different platforms? Going back the same to God, wasana zapataje muziki kwenye platform, maybe YouTube, kuna platforms zingine ambazo meka kazi yenu?
Kuna platforms ambazo tumeshughulikia so far, but if I may start by the main platform is YouTube. So guys, go there, subscribe and support our music. You can also get our music on SoundCloud, Amazon, iTunes, and Spotify, TubeD. You get our music there.
Because the good thing, and once I do believe they need to search for Flexers Official, and it's really a wonderful thing. And of course, that is one of the songs that they have dropped. Let me also ask, what was your experience recording this particular jam? Ilikuwa vipi for you recording this particular song?
Okay, yes,
Ndio.
The day tulikuja na hiyo idea, mimi nilifeel your vibe, and nilikuwa na feel like ideas zinakuja tu, so tukapenda song yenyewe na song imekuwa poa.
Ndio.
Si wenyewe tulipenda tulivyoipenda tulivyo wenyewe itapendwa.
Haikuwa na nini, haikuwa na zile changamoto. Unajua vibe inaweza kama, lakini mnajaribu kukazana nayo, mnaona.
Unajua kila kitu ukifanya lazima uwe serious na unajua unataka nini.
Ndio.
So ndio changamoto ilikuwa.
Ndio.
Changamoto ilikuwa, lakini ni hivyo.
Amepigana na zenyewe and hadi ikakuwa ni vile. For Painkiller ningependa pia nikuulize, for Painkiller, when it comes to the reception of the music, muziki imepokelewa vipi and umeona response ikiwaje kutoka kwa wale watu maybe umeshare na wao hii muziki ama umeongea na wao kuhusu hii muziki? How has the response been for your music so far for this particular song?
So muziki vile tulitoa unajua ndio our first song na response yenye tumepata kutoka kwa mafans imekuwa imekuwa response nyingine fresh sana.
Ndio.
Wameipokea vizuri. Comment zenye wanasema ni comment encouraging. Yani wanatupea ile motivation ya kuendelea kufanya kazi. So mimi kenye naweza sema nashukuru sana kwa support, na support ni iko fit kabisa, iko fit.
Na iendelee kukam, support iendelee kukam as well, which is really a good thing, because we can only support our own, because at the end of the day we cannot wait for other people to come and support the vibe, and I appreciate the fact that leo mko ndani ya studio, you are in the studio with us today and sharing about that particular song. Like I said, it's actually known as the one, and I would just like to play it one more time and then we shall continue with the vibes, because someone might not have heard it. This is it.
Final na kutisa wale wanadhani mwenye safa kiwa nami utosafa, achana na bombe nino papa wako mami, najua unajua kama heshima nitataka, maana kwako mimi niko mama, sifumbi macho nitatizama, kilo napokwenda nitakupata. Niko ready kuwa nawe baby, nataka kuwa nawe daily. Tell me what to play heavy, nisika kukufitu nitabeli. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, nakula nyama so mifupa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, nakula nyama so mifupa.
Baby girl kuna vile nakupenda, baby girl kuna vile uko fine, baby girl kuna vile una shine, hakika ni mimi kusema nakupenda, alafu ninataka twende home kwa wazazi, niko ready kukuhari, wewe wangu wa daily malidi, tupendane hadi siku za kiyama, alafu tuijenge familia.
You're the one I know, you're the one I know, wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, nakula nyama so mifupa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, wengine baby nishakwepa. You're the one I know, you're the one I know, nakula nyama so mifupa. Uzuri wako umenifanya niko sote, baby kwako niko okay, wakibonga wengi wanataka unitoke, mimi nataka uwe wangu wetu wakutoke, najijua
that is the vibes right there.
If you fall in love like I do, asipende mama. If you want designer, buy for you. Juna kupenda sana, kwetu ni ghetto, hakuna gado. All I can offer, baby, shika love, yeah. Usinipende, usiniache niende, yeah. Basi play a guitar for you, sing a little song as we dance to the tune, yeah. Tadi-da-di-da for you, tadi-da-di-da for you. Oh baby, play a guitar for you, sing a little song as we dance to the tune, yeah. Tadi-da-di-da, da-da, tadi-da-di-da, da-da. Basi nipende, usiniache niende, basi nipende, you. I was standing like a pyramid. From home, I could feel. Yeah, I think hallelujah. Yeah, I feel dying for you.
Yeah, and of course that is the vibes of the one and only Kappa Dre. The name of the song is Nipende, and he has been right here with us on the Express show. We know that he's pushing on the music, and like we said, we do have the Flexes in the studio with us. And I see a comment earlier by Kid says that we do not have Amazon in Africa. Yes, in Kenya we do not have Amazon, but we still have distributing platforms that put your music on Amazon. If at all I made a jam and I wanted someone to have it on Amazon, I wanted people to listen to it on Amazon. There are some platforms such as TuneCo. If you put your music on TuneCo or DistroKid, they will distribute it to all these different platforms. And of course, I would have a few more questions for you before as we move on to concluding this particular interview. And let me start with Alvina. You know, apart from music, what are your other interests? And I would also like to know for the rest of the group, apart from muziki, ni vitu zingine gani ambazo unazipenda? Unajua kuna wengine wanapenda kuswim, kutravel, kufanya hivi na hivi. For you, Alvina, what are some of your other interests apart from music itself?
Okay, kimimi mi naona apart from music, naona mi napenda muziki tu yani.
Si, huwezi kosa vitu zingine. Mapishi jikoni man, anajua kuna watu wanapenda kutravel, napenda kufanya hivi na hivi.
Kuna baadhi ya vitu napenda, lakini muziki ndo napenda the most. Napata ile kitu yenye naweza chukua time yangu sana kufanya ni muziki.
Which is a good vibe.
Yeah. So, okay, kuswim niko napenda kuswim pia, but muziki napenda the most.
Okay. What about Colin? Colin, what are your other interests apart from music? Kila time fanya muziki, ni vitu gani ambazo mtu anaweza kupata ukifanya when you're not doing music? What are you normally doing in your day to day or maybe in your leisure time?
Yeah, mi napenda sana kuwatch.
Yeah.
I like watching movies. Napenda kuwatch other artists being interviewed. Napenda kugain experience sana. Mimi ni mtu ambaye napenda kulearn vitu kutoka kwa watu. Alafu pia I like seeing documentaries other countries. Inspire sana so as to make sure na work hard. Ili siku moja nifike hizo places zenye
so fly out. Everyone kila mtu anataka kuomoka.
Alafu pia kitu kingine mazee unajua kwa flexes. So pia mimi napenda I like cooking. Mimi napenda vizuri, so pia napenda kupishi mzuri sana.
Sio bones, sio kwa ngoma bones.
So those are my interests mostly.
Now what about Painkiller Man? What are some of the other things that you like apart from, music?
So apart from music, mi upenda nature. So napenda kutravel kuona vile place iko. Yani kuona yani environment tofauti. Time zingine mi upenda kama kuswim hivi, kusoma vitabu,
which is actually a good thing because that brings me to some questions which is not related to the music and anything. It just has to do with travel and also getting out. And when is anyone randomly, maybe perhaps would like, I would just like to have 3 questions because we do this particular content for our African brothers and sisters. Ningependa nijue, any of us would actually point out 4 capital cities, Netu now Saba, Nairobi. Anyone would actually just anyone is open. This particular question, 4 capital cities in Africa. Capital cities zote zenye ziko Africa. Anyone can respond to that particular one. I would just like to know capital cities, 4 capital cities in Africa. Anyone can respond to that particular one because we're all about showing love to to our fellow brothers and sisters anyone on the content. So anyone?
Okay. Tuko na okay, Cairo,
which is Johannesburg, South Africa.
We have Kigali,
Rwanda.
We have Kampala,
that is Uganda.
Tanzania, Dodoma.
That's Dodoma. Is it? I think I don't know about Dar es Salaam. I'm not sure. Is it Dodoma, Dar es Salaam? Dodoma, Dar es Salaam. But that's a good one because you have a Cairo, Johannesburg, Kigali, Dodoma as well, and it's Nairobi, representing for Nairobi right here on the 254 Express. And it's absolutely a good vibe, if you are asked to go and perform in any of the places, maybe perhaps you might find yourself getting the opportunity to go and perform in Kigali. We have been to Kigali with the Black Fire Network. It's a really a wonderful place. You can also check out Kampala and also Cairo. I've never been to Cairo myself, but ningependa one of these particular days to go check out even Addis Ababa. Kuvutia warasta wengine, but nonetheless, as we wind up, I would just like to ask, like we said earlier, what can people expect from you this particular year? Ni vitu gani ambazo you have installed. Anyone can also respond to this particular one. I think we can start with Collie. Let's just call you another to here. What are the things? What can people expect from Flexers this year? Now, what's coming?
Yeah, naanza kusema hivi Flexes is a crew, and we are of 3, so 3 men, 3 armed men with 3 armed minds. So to expect so many things this year. So vile hii mwaka ni fresh. The other year affected us, but this is our year as Flexers. So we have so many songs to be dropped. In fact, hata next month, tumpe tunabwaga and you people like it. So we want to make sure that even each month tunabwaga either kazi moja ni kazi mbili. So there are so many things what to expect. Alafu pia tunaomba sana if things will be well, tutakuwa tunaingia kwa events and then we perform for our fans pia tuna live.
Ndio. Which is really a good thing, because at the end of the day lazima kuwe na mkakati, like I said earlier, na watu wanataka kuona consistency, because we hope that even when you drop the next jam mtaweza pia kushare na sisi kwenye Black Hot Fire, and that would be an absolutely good. But ningependa pia niwaulize something else. Unajua kuna watu wanaingia kwa social media and they talk ill or they give negative criticisms. How do you handle with the negative criticism? Wengine ni maheta, wengine maybe wako na some point wana make, but how do you handle with negative criticism? Let me ask Alvin, how do you handle? Kuna wengine wanaingia Twitter wanasema hii mziki ingekuwa hivi man, afadhali mngeweka ikuwe the other way around, ikuwe upside down ama ikuwe hivi na hivi. How do you handle hizo comments mazee ambazo zingine maybe ni za uheta man? How do you handle?
Okay, hizo comments ziko na tunazipokea, maana tunazihitaji pia.
Ndio.
At least wakituambia hivyo tunajua yenyewe huko na huko tunafaa kufanya hivi. Ndio ziko tunazipenda na tunazicontrol, wakituambia tunazichukulia.
Mna receive.
Pia kuna zile zingine unajua tunaelewa yenyewe unenye hater ni sawa, zinakubalika. Wengine
ni chuki tu. Wengine at the end of the day I don't think they are all about kujenga. Some of them are genuine, I do believe, but nonetheless I do believe at the end of the day some of them maybe mnazipima tu, mnaona which ones can actually be taken seriously and which ones cannot be taken seriously. Maybe perhaps eventually mtaweza to come up with an EP and or an album. I don't know where the plans are, but like you had Flex say, remember they are talking about plan for releasing maybe perhaps a project every other month, which would actually be a good look, because we will be able to hear much more from them, not just a particular one song, but even more music coming from them all the way. Nonetheless, we shall go back into a little bit of our music. When we come back, we shall be telling you, we shall be concluding, of course, right here on the Black Hot Fire Network Expression. But before then, we go back into the music, and of course, this is Catch a Vibe by the one and only Karun, formerly of Camp Mula. This is the Expression.
Some
And that's the sounds of the beautiful Karun Mungai. People also do call her Miss Karun, and she was a part of the band known as Camp Mula, Camp Money. But nonetheless, we almost winding up, but I would just like to ask the guest for today to really give us the parting shot and do a message about ungependa kutumia mafans wako, or people who have just been supporting the music, either maybe the friends, the fans. We'll give everyone an opportunity to talk to them. Come on, get their camera too, pale. Really the opportunity. I think we can start with Alvin, then I'll go to Kolo, and I'll end up with our Painkiller. What would be your message, manze, kwa fans wako, kwa fans wenyu, and or maybe even the friends and people who have been supporting the music? The floor is yours.
Okay, to all our fans, manze, we love you. Tunaomba manze muendelee kutusupport hivyo.
Ndio.
And mu expect vitu kubwa kutoka kwa Flexers. Na tuna appreciate manze.
Pia shout out unazotumia moja wawili watatu kama ni wanadada wa kule diaspora.
Okay, shout out to our producer Logi manze.
Ndio.
Big support. Kiare the director. We love you manze. Shukran.
Na pia we go to call you can give a quick shout out na pia message for your fans kindly.
Yeah, ningependa kusema thank you for the support you guys have shown for the first project we dropped. Imekuwa na response nzuri, na naomba to continue supporting our music kwa sababu we have the vision to go tuchukue BT, tuchukue Grammy, tuchukue hizi big awards pia Kenya jivunie. So with you supporting us, we'll be able to reach to that level. So guys, let us support good music. Let us support good music. Let us support Kenyan music, and we'll appreciate.
Pia shout out manze, ukitaka mama Kibandaski unaweza pia unajua wenye kuuza mandula. Anyone, you can give a push out to two people if you do have anyone you like to give a shout out to, producer ama whomever.
Manze sisi sawa juu kisahau unaweza nyonga mtaani. So ningependa kutuma shout out to our producer, of course. He's the guy who has been supporting us. Director Kiare, Devi is a friend of ours. Na mbogi yote
ya Kimonyoski na and of course I think kila manze tufungie hii chapter as you can give a quick shout out and also a message to you, the fans that have been supporting and even friends.
So mimi kama fans naweza waambia thank you so much for the support. Mazee wametureceive vifiti sana man. So naweza sema thank you so much, muendelee hivyo yani.
Wasikomea hapo, waendelee support. And of course I think I should also add or subscribe kwenye channel manze, ndio
pale YouTube pale wa subscribe pale. Hiyo ndio support na maanisha pale.
Na pia kushare maana unajua support ina come in many ways. When there is a concert with the Flexers, make sure you check them out because that is what we are about. Supporting the great vibes. It has been wonderful. Asanteni sana, tunashukuru sana kwa kuja. And of course we do hope that even when the next song manziki drop, najua utaweza pia kukua pamoja na just bring the come and have a song premiered right here or even on our other different social media platforms. It has been wonderful for all of us that have been watching the show for today. I want to say thank you so much for supporting the expression on the Black Hot Fire Network. Remember our official website is www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Na pia tuko kwenye mitandao ya kijamii Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Till next time, much peace and love. We want to say kwaheri, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.
Fanya na kudisa